This is hands down one of the most amazing projects that I've ever seen, and we're going to take you through every part of this project, all the details that you need to know. So right behind me, these are townhomes that you're looking at, and we're situated in a very secluded area in an up and coming neighborhood that most people don't even know. We're situated in Fleetwood, which is located right at the border, at the edge of Surrey and Langley. And today we have these amazing, beautiful homes that we're going to take you through. So one we're going to take you through is on the corner over there, and we're going to step right beside that and take you through next their larger unit of the two. Now this is a brand new project that's getting an insane amount of traction, and we're getting into this early so you can get a chance to take a look at this before anyone else. And included in that, when we get into the second home, there's a part of that, a detail which isn't publicly advertised, but we're going to make sure that you get that information. And at the very end, we're going to get into all the pricing and details of the floor plans, and I think you guys are going to be absolutely surprised at some of the price tags on this. Now without further ado, this is a super exciting video. I'm absolutely stoked, so let's get into it right now. All right guys, so we're going to take you through this A1 floor plan to begin with. And as you can see, this is the corner unit. This is their show home. We're wrapped around the side, and this is actually going to be the front entrance for this unit. And right there, this is the side-by-side 2-car garage, but right now that is their sales center, so we're going to leave that alone. And of course you have the backyard back there, which we're going to take you through. But let's go, we're excited. Let's step in here and take a look at this unit first. So the second you enter into this unit, you have a flex space down here, and we're going to get into the floor plan, the square footage, the number of bedrooms in just a second, but I want you to see the amount of space you have in this flex area. So this is a very unique space in the sense that when you typically enter into the front door of a home, you're either greeted by the main level or you're greeted by a flight of stairs that leads you up to the main level. So this is quite unique in the sense that you have a large space down here that you can turn into whatever you want. If you want to turn into a bit of an office space, you do have windows up there, so get some natural light coming in. Or if you want to turn this more into a playroom, maybe a theater room, that could be an option too. And like you can see on there, this door leads you to your garage. And actually, this is a sneak peek into what we're going to show you later on. There is a closet in here, but in the other unit that we're going to show you, the closet will be for a different reason. It's actually going to be for potential in-law suite. So I'm excited to take you guys through that. But first off, we still have this one to go through, which is a beauty on its own. So this is their A1/A4 floor plan. This is their 3-bed plus flex with 2.5 bathrooms, and the square footage in here is around 1,842 to 1,886 square feet in the interior. I hope you guys are smiling at the amount of space you have on this main level. So let's go ahead and take you through one segment of this home at a time. And right off the bat, when you enter into this kitchen, you have a gigantic island. This island is super duper long. It could seat a lot of people up there just with a stool. And you have some space down here, some storage space. And this is actually, if you can read right there, this is included. So without any upgrades, this will be already built in to every unit. And then if we come around here, you'll see that you can't really see any of the appliances because they're all blended in to the wood finishes that they have on both the lower and some of the upper cabinets. And the amazing thing about this kitchen is the amount of space, of storage space that you have. There's an endless number of cabinets that you'll probably honestly get lost. And you do have your gas stove. These are all Fisher and Paykel appliances. And then your hood fan is tucked in there. Of course, it's all hidden so you won't have that fan exposed. If we turn around, try to guess where the washer is. Yep, you guessed it. It's right over here. Again, blended in to the whole wooden color tone. So if we take a look outside, you can see how many trees are surrounding this project. When you're outside, you really can't hear a single thing because you're completely tucked away in a very quiet neighborhood. And you can almost play tic-tac-toe here with how many different cabinets they have. Now, if we come along, this right here, this is going to be an optional upgrade, and that is the built-in seating along the wall here. So this is more of a rest space, maybe a casual dining area, because you do have your formal dining right over there. I personally really like the idea of having this area where you can sit down. You're right beside your balcony, so maybe if you're having a casual summer night just barbecuing up here, you can have some people in here seated waiting for their food to be served. So that is an optional upgrade. You don't need to have that. But actually, one of my clients that we came in here, this is one of the amazing features that they absolutely loved. So if we continue on, this is going to be the half bath here on the main level. You know, very simple, nothing crazy going on here. And then if we turn to the left, this is going to be the formal dining space. So I'm taking a step back here so you can see how much space you have. This table on itself is really big, but then even with the seating, you still feel like you have ample of space in the surrounding areas. And then if we take a look, this is going to be your complete living room. And I'm going to actually sit down here so you can get a sense. I'll show you the view of how much space you actually have if you were to sit down, wind down in this area. You're plenty far away from the TV. And this whole main floor, it's a completely open concept. Everything is integrated together, so you really feel like you have a bunch of space. On top of it having, you know, close to 800 square feet just on this main level alone, the great floor plan makes it feel even more spacious. And of course, you can't miss the windows. So this is their corner unit, so you're gonna have these windows on the side, and all the units will of course have the front and back windows. Now let me just show you a bit of the backyard. So you have a decent sized backyard, and I want to note that right behind this, as you can see, there's absolutely nothing other than a bunch of trees, and it's going to stay this way because they do have a creek behind this, so there's no future developments that are actually going to be able to be built on this land. So that's amazing for people who want to have an extremely quiet home that, you know, nothing in the future may disrupt it. And then if we come up, this upstairs, upper level will be carpet. You do have the option to upgrade it to laminate if you want. And the first thing that I want to point out, and this might be often overlooked, but it's not just the fact that they have side-by-side laundry, not just the fact that they have this counter and a cabinet. It's the fact that when this is built, there obviously will be doors attached to this. When you open the door, it's not going to be clogging the entire hallway, because right here, if I take a step back, you'll see how much space you have. Now, a lot of the units nowadays, if you were to be doing your laundry and just picture opening this door up this way and then this door on the right that way, it blocks the entire hallway. So if you imagine a wall coming here, so no one can come through. But this case, it's different. Even if this door is open, you can have people come in and out of this door uninterrupted. Now that's going to be the primary bedroom, which is stunning, but we're going to show you the other bedrooms first. So this is going to be secondary bedroom number 1. Now this room is not gigantic, but you know, definitely a good size for a secondary bedroom. And we're going to tell you all about that, what the different floor plans, different units, different townhomes that are going to be coming. This is going to be a massive development, like we mentioned, with so many homes, a ton of phases. So even if you miss out on this initial phase, maybe you're watching this later on, not to worry, there's most likely going to be other units coming out later on. So that's bedroom number 1 up here, and you have a linen closet right beside your shared bathroom here on the top floor. So you do get a tub, very standard for a lot of the 3-bedroom townhomes these days. And then if we step into this bedroom, this feels a little bit more spacious, and they set it up very strategically to help you imagine what it's going to be like. This might be for maybe your older kid who needs a bit more space, and that could be maybe for if you have a newborn, a baby who doesn't necessarily need as much space to live in. And then if we take a look, this closet size is definitely more than okay for a secondary bedroom. Now, the other star of this home is going to be this master bedroom. So right when you come in, you're greeted by a walk-in closet, and it doesn't just end there. If you turn around, you have a little corner left here and a window, which is very interesting. You don't really see windows in walk-in closets, but this might be a good spot. My client noted this, so I'm not going to take all the credit, but to put a mirror here, and you can, make sure you're dressed all right before you go to work. And if we take a step back and come in here, you'll feel a complete warmth and coziness of this primary bedroom. I want to note what caught my eye and my attention is the surrounding of this bedroom. So you have an absolutely massive window, but some worry might be that maybe neighbors are going to see me. I don't feel like I have my privacy. I've showed you this already. There is absolutely no worry in terms of privacy. You can be in here, you don't need blinds, and no one is ever going to disrupt you from back here. It is the most peaceful and most quiet unit that I've seen in a long time. And if we walk in here, this is the primary bedroom. You have your double vanity and then your glass shower that is definitely good size. So that is the primary bedroom, and I can open some of these up for you to see. And there's just a bunch of little touches in this home that make it very special. For example, this is also included. Something as little as that can make all the difference in the world. It just adds a little bit more taste, more feel, texture to this home. Now, as I mentioned, I'm actually going to be taking you guys through 2 homes today. This is their show home, but they do have another home and some floor plans that aren't being marketed. So you're in for a treat. You're going to get some information that not many people know about, like on this channel. We like to get things to you first before anyone else gets a chance. So today is one of those days where you guys are going to be the special guests to learn more about this project, including information that's not publicly advertised. So we still got a lot to cover. Make sure you stay tuned all the way until the end. And we're gonna get into, of course, the pricing like we always do, which I have a feeling you guys are going to be absolutely shocked at the pricing of some of these units. All right, guys, we're going to take you through that second unit in just a second. That's going to have the special aspect of the home that I want to mention to you guys specifically. But first, let's check out this site. When I say secluded, I mean secluded. If you look out there, this is going to be the entrance into this project. And out there, you're surrounded by a bunch of gigantic, massive single family home lots that were built in the early 2000s. It's a quiet neighborhood, but even more so when you turn right into here. And I want to note that all the trees that you see in this video currently, it's going to be staying part of the project. They're not cutting any more trees. They've done all the work that they have planned. And this is going to be the entirety of the site plan. There's going to be 6 or 7 phases to this entire plan. And that right there in front of you, that's going to be their nature nook, they call it, which there will be a children's play area. There's going to be a gym, as well as more of a party room, a lounge for you to relax in. Those homes right there, that's part of phase 1 that they're currently selling. One of the home that we took you through already, it's on the very left corner. And we're going to be taking you through another one, which is actually their larger unit right after we take you through this. So if we look to the left, all these are going to be future homes on this large lot. You have a cul-de-sac down there, some visitor parking. This whole community, it just feels like you're blocked away from everything else in the outside world, and you have your complete peace and quiet living space. Now, if you're interested in this project, maybe you're interested in one of the homes that we took you through today, or any of the other floor plans that we're going to be showing you towards the end of this video, don't hesitate to reach out to me. We got all the information to help you make the best decision, as well as some information that aren't publicly advertised. So maybe you don't have access to that, but we're here to be a resource, to be of value, to help you understand all the details that you need to know before making a decision. So maybe it's not this project, maybe another project is going to be a better fit for you. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm going to leave all my contact information right up there. Go ahead and text me, call me, email me, however you please, and I would be more than happy to help you with this process. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the second home that we're going to take you through, and then at the very end, like we said, we're going to get into all the pricing. Now, here we go. All right, guys, so we're going to take you through the second home that we wanted to show you today, and this, of course, like we mentioned, is their larger unit. So if we step in here, this is the more traditional layout that you guys are probably used to, in the sense that when you come in, you're greeted directly by a flight of stairs. Now this, as you can see, the trim around the door, this will normally lead you to the lower level area that we're going to explain to you what it is going to be. But first, let's take a step upstairs and show you this unit, which this is going to be a different color scheme. And of course, as you can see, it's not staged. But I still want to outline this space for you guys because this is their larger unit and they do have a special thing about that lower level that we're going to get to. But coming into the kitchen, as you're looking at it right now, even though this is the larger unit, the island here isn't quite as long as the other one. You still get your L-shaped, but in this one you don't get all the appliances blended in, and it's flipped. Instead of having mainly that wood color tone, you're going to have more of a brighter, lighter color scheme. But if I turn this around, you're going to need some imagination, but I hope you can see how much space this actually is, because what you're looking at, this is a 4-bedroom plus den with 2.5 bathroom and 2,259 square feet in its interior. And this is also a much larger bathroom than the other unit that we took you through. And this actually leads to that lower level that I want to save to the end, because that is actually what the special thing is about this unit that I want to let you guys know. But first, let's take a step upstairs and show you this upper level, which has 3 bedrooms and a den. So as we come up, this is going to be more of a hallway. Of course, when you have 3 bedrooms and a den, you're going to need a bit more space. So that den is going to be right in here. They don't have a door on it, but if you really do want one, it's obviously not a very difficult thing to add. And I will note the den does not have a window, since this is going to be a middle unit. So you're not going to have the windows like the corner unit that you saw in the other home. Now this will be one of the first secondary bedrooms up here. Again, pretty nice closet size, and everything else is still the same. You're facing the same direction. And behind, when we get to the master, we'll show you again what your view is like in the backyard. Now this, they have doors in here, so this is a good example of what it'll feel like when you have the doors open, and you still get, thankfully, the side-by-side laundry. They didn't add the counter on top, but you can definitely do that. So this is still a nice laundry area. And if we come in here, this will be the 2nd bedroom up here in the top level. And the same size closet. And to the right here will be your shared bathroom with the tub. And if we take a look inside this primary, you'll see, number one, how large this primary bedroom is. This is even bigger than the other one. And we're going to emphasize again the fact that you're backed into a completely private space with the most amount of nature and peace that you can ask for in any townhome. And if we step in here, this is going to be your walk-in closet, which is pretty similar size compared to the other one, and with the same little corner there that we noted. And then down here, this will be your double vanity ensuite bathroom. This one, believe it or not, actually feels a little bit smaller than the other unit that we took you through. Now let's head on down, and I want to talk to you mainly specifically about this part of the home, because the lower level right now, what they're advertising and selling is going to be a typical lower level where, you know, you can turn it into a party room, you can turn it into a flex space, maybe you set up your office. But what I want to tell you guys is that in the future phases that they're going to be releasing, they're going to give you an option to turn this into a suite. So if we take a look at this right now, it's not set up to be a bedroom. This is more of an entertainment area where they do have the built-in kitchen to show you what this might look like. But I want to make note that if you're looking for a mortgage helper, you're looking for whether a suite for your in-laws or to have some rental potential, they're going to be releasing units in the future that will allow that. So this is a bit of a combination just for you to get an idea of. You have your closet space here, and I'm going to help you try to visualize this a little bit better. But in the future, some of these units you'll be able to customize where you can turn this space into a bedroom. It's not going to be so much like a room, more like a studio unit. And then to your left there, you'll have a bit of a dining space. You're going to have a full bathroom down here, so you can be right to your bed into the washroom, almost like an ensuite. And then you will have this kitchen area where obviously they will come with a fridge and a sink and a pretty good amount of cabinet space. So this is going to be an absolute perk for some people that are looking for a bit of a mortgage helper. Like we said, this space down here, you can utilize it for yourself, or if you are in need of it or want to have this help you financially, you have the ability in the future phases for this to turn into a mortgage helper. And the last thing I do want to mention is you do and you will have a completely separate entrance if you want for maybe your in-laws or your tenant to come in here through this back door, so it won't be of an interruption for you. Now there it is, guys. I hope you absolutely enjoyed this as much as I did. This is an absolutely gorgeous project, and I'm sure you guys are interested in taking a look at the floor plans and of course get into the pricing, which we are going to do all that right now. They have some of the most amazing floor plans and pricing that we've seen. So without further ado, let's jump onto the screen and get into all the details of that right now. All right, guys, there you have it. Was that not amazing or what? Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour of both of those homes, as well as a look into the site. And of course, now we're going to get into the pricing and show you the few different floor plans that this project have currently selling to the public. So the first home that we took you through, that is their A1 unit, and those ones, like we mentioned in the video, it is a 3-bed plus flex with 2.5 bath and around 1900 square feet in its interior, and those ones have a starting price of $1,129,900. And the next home that we took you through, that is actually their largest unit, and that is a 4-bed plus den with 2.5 bath, and they have 2,259 square feet in its interior with a starting price of $1,289,900. Now we're going to show you the floor plan of their smallest and also lowest price home in just a second, but I also want to mention, like we did in the video, that this floor plan specifically for the 4-bed plus den, they have the option for that lower level suite. So if you would like details to that, the exact floor plans that I'm talking about, make sure you reach out to us. I'm going to, as always, leave my contact information right up there. Now I know there's a bunch of different projects from a bunch of different developers right now that's going on, and a lot of them have some special features and incentives that you don't always know about. You know, we absolutely love it when we hear from you guys and we're able to provide value and be a resource for you. So go ahead and reach out to me right now so I can get you all the details on both this project as well as any other potential projects that may be suitable for your situation. And now getting back to their lowest priced home, that is going to be their 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home with around 1,350 square feet in its interior, and they have a starting price of under $900,000, right at $899,900. And currently, you know, they're selling phase 1 and 2 of this project. They have so many phases to come afterwards, but right now they're selling phase 1 and 2 with a variety of different homes, many of the ones that we've covered today. But also, if you're watching this, you know, a couple months, a year maybe later down the road, don't worry, because this is a massive project with a ton of different homes and new phases coming out in the future. So chances are this project will still be going on. Now that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're interested in any other new construction projects, I'm going to link some different videos right up there for you to check out. And as always, thank you guys for tuning in and for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.